Gunsite Academy is one of the nation's leading firearms training facilities. CEO of Gunsite, Ken Campbell, is next.
But first, does it, take too much time to clean your gun?
Yeah.
Well, clean, lube, protect your guns faster with Seal One. Seal One CLP Plus is natural, non-toxic, environmentally friendly. You can taste good. Nah, that's not true. Clean your guns easier and faster. One and done with Seal One. Ask for it by name at your local gun shop. If you don't have it, hey, tell them to get some. They're going to appreciate it. Go to the website, seal1.com. That's seal1.com. All right, Mike, who you got?
Joe.
Oh, Joe, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we get to hear from Free America today. We have Ken Campbell on from Gunsite Academy in Paulden, Arizona. Ken, are you there?
You've been that's how I start things out. Free America calling. So
excellent.
How
are you there, Ken? You breaking up? Yeah, it looks like you're breaking up a little bit.
Okay, sorry. I'm on my cell phone. I'm at a friend's house for Easter dinner.
Well,
can you hear me any better yet?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Keep that left leg lifted. You're good. You're doing good.
So celebrating Easter, that's great. Because I think we can still do that. Can we
sure
still
we
do
can.
that? Yeah, I think we have Easter still. But outstanding, Ken. So just want to tell everybody, I just saw you, Nina and I, my wife and I, spent the week out there at Gunsite. And, man, what a fabulous experience that was. I just wanted to ask you about some of that because you were watching. You were in all the different classes and things working around there. And Nina just had a fantastic time. And it was interesting because I was wondering, is this going to be really good or really bad? Because, being new to the pistol caliber carbine, I was wondering, is 5 days going to be too overwhelming and it's not going to be a great experience? Or is it going to be a really great experience? And she had two just fantastic instructors, and she loved the whole thing. So talk a little bit about that, Ken.
Sure. Hey, it was great having both of you there, especially your bride. I fired the gate guard for letting you in, but we were really happy. It's a great class. It's always fun when Gunsite family brings their real family. And I'll tell you, Joe, there's no greater honor when you ask us to train the most precious people in your lives. And we take that to heart. So Nina she was in the pistol caliber carbine class. That's about a 46-hour class. There's so many of those now, the Rugers, the Kel-Tecs, and so on. And she just toughed it out. We had Colonel Randy Watt, retired Special Forces Colonel, and Skylar Clute, a game guide, and so on. And they just they had a great week. The weather was pretty decent, a little windy, but, man, they just picked up those little carbines and ran with them and just kept on going. So it was a good week.
Well, and that's what I'd say about Gunsite, too, because, she's kind of new. Just a little bit of the backstory. She discovered the pistol caliber carbine. She did a Women on Target event a year or two ago, and she got to shoot a PCC gun, and she was just raving about it. And so I thought, okay, I'll get her one for Christmas and see how it goes. And, she shoots now probably a couple of times a month with it. And then she was asking, is there any place that, that has PCC classes? And I checked the Gunsite, and you guys had one. And so we came out there with it. And it was interesting because, as it turned out, pretty much everybody else in the class was pretty experienced. But the instructors were just so good. And like everybody, like gun people everywhere, everybody was really friendly. Everybody was really helpful. And they made her feel really comfortable, which is just a big deal because with the instructors at Gunsite, everybody's the real deal. Everybody's, a 30-year law enforcement or military or just a tremendous amount of background, and it does not feel like that there at all. It's not intimidating or anything. And you guys just do a great job with that.
Well, now she's come away not just being able to shoot her carbine, but she can fight with it. She can do the manipulations. If it fails to fire, she knows automatically what to do and how to go about doing that. She knows what she can do with it out to distance. As Clint Eastwood said, a man's got to know his limitations. She knows the limitations she has on this weapon system, and she had a whole lot of fun. Every time I was down there, and you know me, I'm downrange a couple times a day, she was smiling like the Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland. And that just makes my heart leap with joy when we get people that we know are a little bit nervous about being there, but they find out you're getting the show with dinner.
Yeah, and and that was it too. So it was very challenging for her. The something I didn't think about before. The gun was pretty heavy for her, and the instructors worked with her. She discovered how valuable gloves could be, because I think between the really dry air and all the manipulations with the gun, her fingers were a little bit torn up from that. But again, she did not. She was not overwhelmed. She didn't give up, and that's just a credit to the instructors and all the staff there at Gunsite. I mean, you guys just do such a great job.
Well, thank you. That's what we do here. Whether you come with zero skill set or you come with quite a bit of skill set, we're going to make you both run faster and jump higher. Excuse me. And that's what we're known for. We're gonna teach you to make that weapon system work to the best of your ability and the best of our ability. Now, don't set yourself short here, because you had a class and you had a good time too.
Oh, I did, yeah, and that's we were going to get into that one too, because the other thing too, that you hear the philosophy, at Gunsite is it's not a shooting school. I mean, it is obviously, but it's a fighting school more. I mean, that's the skill that they're trying to teach people there, and I think that was pretty much the philosophy that Colonel Cooper started with. Correct?
Us. We focus on mindset, gun handling, and marksmanship, but that all comes down to how you're going to fight with that weapon system, whether it's that pistol caliber carbine, a pistol, rifle, shotgun, carbine, edged weapons. We're going to teach you to fight with that weapon system so you can better take care of yourself, your family, your community, your nation, whatever your background happens to be.
Yeah, and that's kind of, and that's what I try to emphasize, to students out here, because I teach the concealed carry qualification classes out here. And, I try to emphasize to students, take it seriously, get this kind of training, save up, spend a week at Gunsite each year or something like that, and really learn that stuff. Because the class I was in, we'll talk a little bit more about it after the break, but it was the close quarter pistols class. And, they talked about moving through crowds, working your way, through people with a loved one. We did strikes, which I haven't thrown an elbow or a fist in years. But just a lot of different things like that. And it's just really a fighting survival kind of school. And it was just great. And we had another tremendous instructor in our class as well. And
that Jeff Dooley, your class, he's one of the group we call the Tennessee Mafia. We've got several instructors that come out of the Nashville metro area. And he's one of those guys. I'll tell you, I'm an old Indiana University grad back in the Bobby Knight days. And regardless whether you want to think about his antics, he was one heck of a coach. And I remember hearing an interview he had, and they said, well, Coach, how are you preparing your team for Ohio State or Michigan State, or whoever it happens to be? And he looked, and you think, oh, boy, here it comes. And it did. There was a lot of philosophy behind it. He basically said, I don't train my guys to play Michigan State. I set the standard. I set who this mythical standard will be, and it's always going to be greater than our opponent. And that's what we try to do here. We don't know whether it's going to be some minor league bad guy or some major league bad guy. We're going to set the goal so that you're going to be able to deal with either or both when, not if, it happens to you, under that same Bobby Knight philosophy.
Yeah, and that and on top of the philosophy at the school too, it's just the gun people and the people that come out to Gunsite are just fantastic. I mean, we had a small class; we only had 5 people in our class. The one woman that was in our class has been there. I think she said 17 times. She's taken 17 classes with Gunsite, and and some of the people, the anti-gunners and stuff, they've got this view of that. Yeah, this bunch of rednecks in the desert, but there were 2 other men in the class. One was an emergency room doctor. There was another gentleman that was a very successful retired business person. The third guy, I think, was a mid-level manager with Intel. So you get a real cross-section of society out there, but really just great people. I mean, every class I've been in, everybody that was in there with me was fantastic.
Yeah, I've been coming to Gunsite since 1990, either as a student or an instructor. And I can count on one hand the number of, let's just call them jerks, that I've met there. And I'm not using all my fingers because, again, the people that come, I took a newspaper editor in my prior life back in Indiana. I took a newspaper editor to one of the big gun shows in Indianapolis. He'd never been to a gun show, and he wasn't really anti-gun, but he wasn't pro-gun. And he wrote in his column after we went that he had never been around a more polite group of people and just nice to each other and kind and so on. But that's what gun people are. We're responsible, decent people, law-abiding, and that's unfortunately that's what a lot of people aren't nowadays. So it is almost a surprise when people find nice people.
Yeah, I know that was my experience too with when I got into the because I'm relatively new compared to everybody else. I haven't been doing it for 30 or 40 years. But one of the misconceptions I had, I guess I had this mental image of what gun people were going to be like. And, I was thinking kind of this cross between Rambo and Duck Dynasty or something like that. And you see some people like that, just like you see them at the mall or at the beach. But, for the most part, just people are great with the guns. It's really good. It's just a really great experience.
Well, what the term I use for them is earth people. The vast majority of our clients are earth people, just the people you live next door to, the people in a couple of cubicles down from you at work, people you run into at the grocery store. They're average people that just take it seriously about wanting to be able to protect themselves.
And and it's great too. You see more and more of that kind of stuff now. And like I said, the class that I took, we talked about a whole lot of just practical stuff, applied to the guns and the concealed carry and everything. Hey, Ken, if you can hang on through the break, I want to talk about more of the specialty classes and the gas match when we come back.
All right. A lot of companies are really frustrated with their websites. Raise your hands. It looks old, it's hard to update, and it's not generating any leads. Sage Tree gets it. Since 2005, Sage Tree has been helping companies with websites that look great, work great, and they get the leads. Stop being embarrassed by your website and get one that you can be proud of and share. So contact Sage Tree today to get a website that makes the iPhone ring. Getting started is super easy. Go to sagetree.com and schedule a call. Go to sagetree.com and press the schedule a call button. All right, so we're going back to Ken.
We are. So we're back here with Ken Campbell, the CEO of Gunsite Training Academy out in Paulden, Arizona. So, Ken, when we were, I don't know too, did you notice if you were listening to the answer part of the fade in, the fade out there, the guy doing the answer is Action Jackson.
Yeah.
And Jackson you're 8, Jackson, is that right?
Actually 9.
9.
Yes.
Oh, so my mistake.
We had a birthday.
But Jackson shoots every week. He's got his Glock handgun. I think he trains with on Wednesdays every week. Is that right?
Yep.
And then working your way up to bigger things. Is that true?
Yep.
So you may be seeing Jackson out there at Gunsite in a few years.
Why don't you ask him your question?
Also, what's your favorite gun?
Good question.
What's mine?
Yeah.
What's my favorite gun? Well, it's a Colt Gunsite 1911 pistol. I like the commander size, lightweight, in 45 ACP.
Interesting.
You'll have to check that out.
12 years old. When you turn about 12 years old, we offer a youth class, the full 5-day 250 pistol class for young men and young women ages 12 to 16 years old. It's the exact same class that me, you, Joe, Dave would take, except it's only amongst your own peers. And it is just a great week seeing all these young Americans, these young men and women, strapping those pistols on and learning the awesome responsibility of them. So you keep that in mind, those three short years. You're 9 now, I guess you said. So 3 short years, you'd be eligible.
I almost wish it was tomorrow.
Oh, but it'll be well worth the wait. You keep shooting. You'll impress this guy once you get over there and find out how good you can shoot.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. And he's getting trained. That's the beauty of it. Is it's not just going to the range and shooting his gun. He's actually going through training. He's got his trainer. What's her name?
Thomas.
Oh, it's Thomas. I'm sorry. I thought it was a girl. Cool.
Well, you teach young people to be responsible with firearms. They're going to be responsible with drinking and driving, dating, and life. And And there's great programs out there, 4-H Shooting Sports, Appleseed Project, and so on. And if you've got some background there, you need to be volunteering for those projects. We're hosting Appleseed events here at Gunsite later this year. We've got the Young Marines coming back. We've got a church group through Colonel Freddie Blish that's kind of an offshoot of the Boy Scouts, where we're hosting those young men and women. It's just a great thing. They are the future of our country, and they need to be taught up now so they can represent us with the Second Amendment, the Bill of Rights, and the Constitution.
Outstanding. So, Kelly, jot this down. Mom's in the studio here with us, too. So you got 3 years, Gunsite.
She's already signed him up.
But what is that?
She already signed him up.
Outstanding. So, actually, this is a good thing, because I wanted you to talk a little bit about the specialty classes that you have out at Gunsite, because I know it's not just shooting guns there. I guess there's a number of different kinds of classes that you guys run out there. Can you talk about those for a little bit?
Sure, absolutely. Now, to take the 250 pistol class, it's numbered like a college class, is the bread and butter class, and that's the prerequisite that opens up the doors for many other pistol classes. But we do offer other things. Tactical medicine. When we first started doing this 25 years ago, it was based on more of a wartime model. Now it's a 2-day class based on an active shooter model. Something bad happens at work or in the shopping mall, you shelter in place. What are you going to do for an hour, that golden hour to keep somebody alive? So we've got that class. It's offered on the weekends. So maybe you're coming to take a class. You can do this on the front end or the back end of the class.
That's I hadn't thought of that, because I'm registered for that one. I'll see you out there in September, I think, for that. But I hadn't thought about sticking something on the front end or the back end. Good job,
yeah,
Ken.
That's yeah. Well, maybe we'll do good one of these days. I don't know. But yeah, it's a great idea in there. We've got in helping you. You may be able to use it as wilderness medicine. But again, something happens. It gives you 2 solid days. Dr. Steve Temerlin's our instructor for that. He's a firearms instructor with us also, but he's a retired Navy doc that worked for Special Operations Command. I believe he did 5 tours. So he's speaking from real world experience, but he's just a very soft-spoken, kind-hearted guy that really gets his points driven across. We do edged weapons. There's a lot of places where you can't carry a firearm, but you can carry a pocket knife of some sort. So we've got John Hutchison, Jeff Dooley, and Steve Tarani. And Steve's a very well-known name in the defensive tactics community. They all come and teach 2-day edged weapons courses. The course you just took, the close quarters pistol class, that's just not all shooting, as you mentioned. It's some pushing and shoving and striking and punching and so on, because the answer is not always going to be your pistol. It may be something else. So we offer a variety. You know, if you go to gunsite.com, Gunsite, gunsite.com, and look on our classes, there's a cornucopia classes, and we also travel around the country and offer them. We offer off-site courses in Colorado and Indiana, in South Carolina, Nashville, Tennessee. We're always looking for different venues. We're talking with some folks possibly in Texas. We'd love to get a venue in California again. We used to teach out there. But sometimes it's challenging because, well, especially with the firearms, because we want to teach drawing from the holster, and some ranges won't allow that, and so on and so on. But if you've got a range that you think will allow that, you contact me, Ken at gunsite.com. I'll put you in touch with our training coordinator. We'll try to sort something out and come and do a 2 or 3 day class in your neighborhood.
Well, and that's great. I would love to do that out here someplace. The other thing too, I was going to ask you, something that's open for former students is the gas match. Could you tell folks a little bit about that?
Right, the Gunsite Alumni Shoot. It's a social engagement slightly interrupted by gunfire. It's a 1-day shooting match the first Saturday in October. We donate the ranges. Our great instructors donate their travel and time. And the monies we raise, 95% of it go to the Jeff Cooper Legacy Foundation, a 501c3 operated by the Cooper's daughters and granddaughter that does scholarships. And then about 5% of the money go to the Yavapai County Friends of the NRA dinners, where we donate guns and prizes and such. But you have to have a pistol class in order to be able to attend the gas match. But it starts at 7:30 in the morning with presentation of the colors. By 0800, we're firing rounds downrange. There's 10 stages, plus what's called the Cooper Cup that's included in your match fee, plus a great hot dog, hamburger, barbecue at lunch, and then in the evening, we have a big cowboy barbecue, sit-down cowboy barbecue. The prize table is heaped with prizes by our great sponsors like Double Tap Ammo, Ruger, Mossberg, Hog Holsters, and on. You know, when you start listing sponsors, you always end up forgetting some folks. But our prize table is heaped with great prizes, so everybody wins prizes. We do side matches. Mossberg, Van Comp, and Remington will donate a shotgun, so you'll throw down $10 and you'll shoot what's called a Dozier drill. Well, Joe, if you're the quickest time until Dave shows up and he throws down $10 and outshoots you, so throw down $10 more and outshoot him. And the winner, the quickest time, wins that gun. We'll have different rifles, Daniel's Defense, and so on. We'll have them out on the rifle range, and we'll have Tannerite at 100. You'll get one shot at the Tannerite at 100. If you blow it up, your name goes in the hat, and we draw the name. So it's a fun thing. Everybody wins stuff, and the monies go to a 501c3.
All right, buddy. Hey, man, it's always good talking to you. Stay in touch. Keep up the good work, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. You can watch us live every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, right here on our YouTube channel, or if you're in the San Diego area, you can listen to us on 1170 a.m. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform for free. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can help restore and protect the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.